Whew. Nice one.
My guys.
Bro.
We're back again.
Once again.
Always a pleasure to be with my brothers.
That's what's up.
Man, you know me and all this, man. Random thoughts and just talking to the producers, and that's okay. Let's just air it out.
Okay.
Bro, police is your friend.
In what country?
Yeah, okay. You
Now
get
laugh.
me? Right now, we're in Nigeria.
Okay.
Our police slogan is "Police is your friend." Are they really our friends, bro?
Nope.
Best friends.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
James, what do you feel about police brutality right now in the country?
So that sentence you made, police is your friend.
Yeah.
Nigerian police is that friend you should be careful about.
Are they really our friends?
Those are the friends that your parents warn you about.
Exactly. You understand?
Honorable.
But
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah, go to. If someone should come and bug your house right now, you're gonna die there, right? Yeah. You want to call your friend. Police is my friend every day, every time. Because they are my go-to. If someone comes to rob me now, that is who I'm gonna call. Yeah. So in as much as they harass you and do this and do that and do this, yes, that has to do with how the life in Nigeria is. And as Nigerians, by now we should know how to escape these things that we're complaining about. Because at the end of the day, now see the officer, you go greet, say, Officer Alpha, you do okay. Okay, so basically why I say they're your friends is this here. Aside from all those security and things, you know, because we have other people doing that for us.
Yeah.
And so we've tried to have that available. The thing is, you see those guys, their problem is this government. They're not properly fed.
I agree.
They're not well taken care of.
I agree.
Do you understand? Then one guy's gonna carry one green, what's it that? All the new hairstyle, what all these young boys they do now.
Dreadlock at more.
Dreadlocks. You do green. You drive
You don't old, you don't
Range
remember
Rover, and he wants to pass that guy. Do you know how many times that guy?
Don't worry.
To be honest, if I was police as well, if I see you wear green
It's
and you're driving Merc,
you wear bangbala for neck, everything.
I go stop you, bro. I go pull you over.
And the problem is the problem.
Obviously, it's not right for, you to be stopped just because of the color of your hair. It is stereotype, and it does count as, police harassment. Maybe not brutality, but definitely harassment.
I won't be wearing green hair if I have a 9 to 5, if I have a legit job, right? Okay. So if I see you with a green hair and everything, I want to know, okay, are you an artist? Are you this? Are you that? It doesn't mean I have to check your phone or have to do the most. Do you understand? Let me know, what do you do? And even when you approach it, when you say it, ask me properly. Get me? You're meant to be my friend, Abi. You want to know. Okay, so find out. Don't just assume. Because you've seen other people like that, don't assume I'm the same. You might catch the people you're looking for. So this thing happens every time. Yeah. When police stop me, I say this thing, I'm not the person you're looking for. Every time. Like, I'm not the guy you're looking for. Because I understand you're looking for a certain type of person. But me, I'm not the type. But if you want to find out, check. Approach me the right way. So, as a friend, you're meant to protect and serve.
The problem that they have is you're going to pass them to go and buy a Google, and you're coming to pass them back to go home. They are the ones standing on the road.
let me tell you this here.
If you take care of them, they will take care of you.
I'm tired of people using that excuse that the police is not being paid, they're not being paid well. That's a lie. Every police in Lagos is never owed salary. The Lagos State government can vouch for that because that is why they are always on their necks. The commissioner for police won't say they are owing Aja division or at all. I'm sure of that. So they are being taken care of, but it's just that why this small boy go to drive big car and they just feel the need to oppress. That's why it's sad.
Wait, what are you saying there? You see that one of police is your It's a very kind of straightforward question in Nigeria.
Yes.
In a way, it
Are
can
they
be
really your friend?
complicated. I don't think they have proved to be our friend in most cases, to be honest. Like, we can use the payment and justify, but
we
it's
didn't want
not
to bring
really
down
a
the camera.
justification. You understand? So for me, police is not my friend, and they are not my enemy.
You understand?
They are in between.
Like,
I think it's only the guilty ones that find
But the
police
thing
as
is, what you're
not
saying
being their
is,
friends.
if you were saying if we take care of them,
They'll
they
take care of you.
us. But that's what taxpayers' money is for.
Who are you paying tax to?
To the government.
Which government?
Nigerian government. We have Federal Internal Revenue Service,
Yes.
FIRS.
And
All of every business right now, we're being taxed, and we're paying tax.
Yeah.
You understand? They have all these things, health insurance,
they don't.
pension plans. You get, however, the government chooses to address or take care of or execute it. It's, well, we do our part. We do.
What's your part?
Okay,
I
see,
pay tax.
Yes.
Yes, that's our part. That's what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
Dads, okay, let me. I think I'm.
Who
your
dads in?
expectation
Who
from
dads
them?
into this?
Have
thing?
you ever been harassed by the police, or have you experienced police brutality?
Yes, I have.
How? Please
I
explain.
have.
No, it was just a simple case of mistaken identity. They saw me, light-skinned guy, good-looking, fresh. Think, they assumed lavish. Lavish. They assumed I was a Yahoo boy. They assumed I had the look, the whole
Like the fraudster. The fraudster look.
Yeah, but I let them know, I'm a 9 to 5 guy. I showed them my ID card. Let them go through my phone, go through my email. Do you know what I mean? So they invaded my privacy, but so all that counts as police brutality.
Proper warrants and
With zero warrant, they just stopped me on the road. No reason whatsoever. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Had nothing on me. They went to my phone,
that's,
to my laptop.
that's proper police harassment.
They just assumed I was a Yahoo boy just because of my look.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt attacked. I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed, kind of, because I started thinking to myself, is it my appearance? Is there something wrong with me? You start questioning yourself when police stop you just because of how you look. You start questioning, should I dress like this normally? Should I change how I dress, how I look? But at the end of the day, no, you shouldn't, because if it's who you are and what you believe in, then I don't think you should be stopped and searched based on your appearance.
Almost every Nigerian youth or male, even it's not that much with females, but male has gone through at least one story of police interaction that was very unpleasant.
So have you been?
Yeah, I have.
Well, how was yours? You said so many. Let's
I'll
talk
give
to
you
one.
my top experience.
Yeah.
It was they found something that wasn't meant to be on me. It's not anything too big. In fact, I can say a sheet of Rizla.
Okay,
You
rolling
understand?
paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my defense was that I like to roll my cigarettes in the Rizla. You understand? One sheet, bro.
In a proper civilized world,
You understand?
it's rolling
and
paper.
it went from something so unpleasant as when they stopped, you could see that they were already looking for something to harass me on. But everything was right. Then they did a very, very thorough search under the carpet. Somehow it was a squashed up Rizla. And because of that, I went all the way to the station because I would not pay. And when I was speaking with them, I felt they took advantage of maybe
You
my
just got
accent.
back. And
And then I pulled out a UK driving license as well with my Nigerian one. That also made things worse. And they started billing me 500K, bro. I wouldn't.
So you felt that happened?
The rolling paper was under the mat,
Yeah.
not in your pocket.
No.
So you
And
see,
at that time-
you see how messed up that is.
Yeah. And it was in front of me. I'd seen the way they were beating a couple of guys who were trying to stand their ground. So I played the gentleman very nicely. And as it's not meant to be, you know how they do.
Yeah.
Eventually, they extorted me of some money. So that's police.
And you feel the whole British thing had, like the whole fact that you just got back
Had a part to play.
had a lot.
Yeah.
So that's police. That's
Exploitation.
Yeah, that's messed up.
And that's not being your friend. It was a mixed feeling. Actually knowing that I really didn't know that I could financially help myself or have that option, which is something that I regret heavily after, but being presented that option and almost looking like that was the only option, in fact, the way it was presented, And this was during the early times of the Sars, not even the ending time. And their notoriety, which I'd already known from living abroad and stories and YouTube, like, I felt conflicted because it was good that there was an exit and I could get out of the problem at the time, but it was very bad that they even felt so comfortable to present that option.
James, have you ever been harassed by the police?
Definitely.
So that we safe to say it's common between 85% of Nigerian youths.
Yeah.
So what's your experience with it?
I've had different experiences.
Your top?
I've had my tires deflated.
Oh wow.
4 tires deflated.
The whole 4?
All four.
All 4.
What did you do? What was the reason for that action?
They went gorilla
I
on
was
you.
doing what's called, there was the curfew.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start moving at 4 a.m. So you can be on road to past 4 a.m.
Okay, the COVID curfew.
The COVID
Yeah.
curfew.
Oh, okay.
So I was on road about 10 past 4. But when I got to the checkpoint, there were a few cars already. And this guy usually came to the car and then he asked me, why you are this time? So I told him, this is where I do like host events and everything. So I'm coming from work.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he asked me to show me my ID. I can't show you an ID for as an event planner, like a promoter. So I'm having a conversation with my friend. I mean, all of a sudden, the tires being deflated. This was at 4 a.m. They towed the car. So this has been trying to call the people I was working with. Like,
This was happening.
All that stuff. But when they see you do that, the edge was
I've had that experience.
Yeah.
So this is marathon. So they deflated all the tires. I said, don't tell my friend ginger.
Yeah.
The car's getting towed.
To the station, real quick.
This was 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was there till 10 a.m.
That's
What?
crazy.
Yeah.
And I had to leave the car there.
Still. Man.
The policeman was not trying to help me out. He's meant to be my friend, right? I did not commit any crime. Crazy thing is, this particular policeman did not even ask me if I had a license, papers of the car, anything. All he wanted to know was, okay, my work ID. I'm a promoter. You understand? Like, I could probably print my own ID and say, okay, this is who I am. But I'm driving a car. If I was walking on the road, will you stop me and ask for my work ID? No. I'm driving a car. Try to understand why I'm driving that car. Try to understand, search the car self if you want to. But all of a sudden, we didn't even speak for like 5 minutes. My tires are getting deflated. It was a shock. It was a shock because now you deflate the first tire and I get angry. And I'm trying to call my boss to, since you want identification, call my boss to say, okay, this is where I'm at, this is what's happening. Because I carry phone, next tire. Because you're a bad guy, the other tire. And next thing, tow vehicle is there. Now I'm entering my car, I'm like, nobody's going to tow my car, but what can I do? Now you're dragging the car. Now the bumper is getting, like, you know when they tow your car, it gets damaged already. So, yeah, and then all of a sudden, 100K. To which government? Like, to you, to your people? Where's that 100K going to? Yeah, man, that's what it is.
I've lived in like 5 countries and I've never experienced police brutality.
Yeah, a couple of times. You know, that's like, there was a time it was even me and my grandma. It was that crazy. Like, it was a crazy experience, man. Like, thank God my grandma was there. If not, I don't know what I'll be saying right now, but.
No, to me, I've never experienced police brutality because I have a family that is a police. So I have a father that is a police. So I've never experienced such.
Yes, especially as a woman and a young woman, and you are driving on the road, you always have one police or the other who thinks they can bully you or extort money from you. And yeah, so those are the little minor things that I've experienced.
So it's like a fight between the police and the youths. You know, it's like when they see that you're a young person, especially when they see that you're driving a car, you know, and you have a hair like mine, yeah, it's a problem, man. So yeah, man, all these things needs to change, man. The mindset needs to change. Yeah.
I try my best to be as patient as possible with law enforcement, because most of the times they're agitated. You have somebody who is under the sun, who has probably not been fed in a while, who is not having adequate resources, and you know, you've given them a gun. So you know, you're dealing with somebody who's irate already by the design of and the nature of their job. So I try as much as possible to be patient with them, and I try to joke around with them most of the times when I interact with them. So thankfully, I have not been in a situation that, you know, was a bad one.
I myself, I've never experienced police brutality. I don't want to have that. I don't think that's one of the experiences I want to have in my life. So it's not part of the experience I pray to have in my life.
Police brutality, Bona.
Yeah, your experience, your top experience.
All of them have been top notch.
But they are still your friend, though.
Yeah, but they are your friend.
So
but why they no?
Let's hear his experience first.
But why they not go stop you if you dey wear cap like this?
I did tell you, this your cap.
Nigerian police will stop you like this.
You see, our problem is I cannot even do fine boy the way I like it. That's their problem. That's the police problem.
But they are your friends.
But they are still our friends.
Your friends.
My friend, though.
So what's your experience you want to share with us right now? You have to share one.
I don't know if you have any experience.
No, you know, I want to know how they your friends.
Police.
Yeah, I want to tell us the brutality. So
They protect you.
Yeah.
All right.
How?
That's what they do. They always protect me.
Wait, sorry. Have you ever been harassed by police?
That's why he hasn't even said anything
I've
yet.
had more cases than everybody here.
How are they your friends?
But then I now finally realized that they are my friends. You see, for every time that every of you have spoken about police brutality, something went down that was wrong. You see, when the police says, when they eventually say, come down from that vehicle, something has gone wrong. People always give experiences about, oh, yeah, me and my guys were coming back and you see what they did, Bro, somebody in that car spoke some type of way. They will hold you. They will hold that car. And most likely, they're going to find something. You know? Do you know how many people don't have driver's license? How many people don't have Gs? How many people don't have documents for their cars? All those kind of things. But those guys move on the road as well. Because what? It's just communication. Talk to them. Baba. Not, you know, I get all my documents too. Alpha. I'm on a bad day for myself, for my wife day for me, all those kinds of things. You can story them and just go. Nobody is holding you. You don't have to be special to do that, you know? But for every time I've been to a cell, I got caught for something, you know? So, I mean, if we're in the foreign land, I won't escape that. You get me? So I don't expect to escape those things when I get caught. And it's your mouth, sometimes our mouth, you know? So it's, police is my friend, every day, every time. You know, sometimes you're so intoxicated and you think that you can just tell police that what he's saying to you is irrelevant.
It is that, Bruce, don't let me know, I'm not cutting you short.
You're already cutting me short.
No, I'm just trying to get a point here. You haven't even said your experience.
Yeah.
You can't be advising us on what we did or why police stopped us. You're not a police officer.
How did they arrest?
So you can't be telling me how we spoke to them. Okay, now let me give you my experience since you will share yours. Yeah. I'm a victim of the Sars attacks and brutality. Yeah. Bro, I'm from a military home. I'm not afraid of anybody. I can't fear law enforcement. My mom is she's a proper soldier. Okay. Still is 35 years. Bro, I got robbed by Sars, and that day I was feeling okay. I wasn't even in a private car. I was in a registered military car. I was driving back home after a job, after a work. I think we worked. It was one of our gigs during the Endsars period. I was going back home. This happened at Freedom Way, Lekki. They stopped me I stopped politely because my car is.
You can see the
It's,
military.
yeah, so I shouldn't be afraid of anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything on me, nothing incriminating. The car was all the documentation, everything. That day I was okay. Let me be. Normally I can be a hothead because of the whole military thing.
Yeah.
You can be very territorial.
Yeah.
Bro, I said I wanted to be very calm. I just got back from work.
Okay.
I was hosting an event and I was tired. I stopped my car. Officer, good evening. How are you? Shut up your mouth. Calm down. Impersonator. What the? I said, officer, relax. What's the problem? I said, shut up, come out from the car. I said, okay. I turned off the car. I came down. The next thing was, who are you? Who are you? They didn't even let me explain who I was, where I was coming from. No questions. Do you know how this situation? Okay, I took my phone out. They said, you're impersonating an officer. I said, okay, this card is not mine. You can see, I've told you. See my, okay, look at my ID card. Look at the name. Look at the co-signing on the car papers. You know that it's registered to an officer and me.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me call this officer to verify. This officer's surname is my son name.
Yeah.
So I can't be impersonating. This guy took my phone. Said, that's what they do. They don't want to call their people. Do you know how I ended? Bro, this guy took me to the ATM with a gun and put in my card and pressed my. They were like this. Press it. I pressed my pin. They checked my balance and took everything in my account.
To me, that's robbery. That's
full robbery, bro. I felt dehumanized. I felt I was robbed. I felt unsafe. I felt scared. I felt belittled. Like, it's not a feeling you want to have as a man. I'm just coming back from work. You understand? I wasn't even looking. I wasn't looking too radical. I just hosted an event. Going back home, I was trying to be calm and polite, and it was just a whole lot of mess. Even at they had this, like, so much bullets attached to the guns. It just looked like they were trying to fight war. So I just felt very, very. I felt like a kid. It was so sad. Sad. I'm telling you this. This is a true life. I said I went out to protest Endsars for a straight week. I didn't miss it. Because I was a proper victim. I felt, bro, that day I felt so dehumanized.
That's terrible. That's crazy.
They took everything in my account. Yeah. This is me being polite. If I wanted to go crazy, bro, nothing would have happened there. Yeah. Nothing. If I wanted to say, they crazy, nothing, they won't shoot me.
They might have, bro.
They might have still.
To say that they might have.
But me, I could be crazy. I would have hit one of them and gone on my way because I felt threatened. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Bro, I got home. Yeah. I was meant to get home sooner than I got home. My mom asked me what happened. I was just pissed off. At some point, when I was telling her what happened, I was shaking.
You shake. Yeah.
She was like, what? She was furious. Like, why didn't you call me? I said, that's the first thing I wanted to do. And they took my phone.
Yeah.
So imagine that. This is real.
Yeah. It's just
very
similar. I'm very sorry.
So
but
just
to
a recap
get to
of
how
what
you
you said.
Because I didn't get to that with mine. I'm so sorry. Please. Yeah. My story as well that I told you about, it ended with them taking me to the ATM.
To the ATM. That's what I'm telling you. This was that SARS era.
Why is the police taking you to the ATM?
To the ATM. Why are you even paying? What is the crime you're paying for?
Your friend, you know what I mean?
What is the what they were charging me with was impersonation of a military. Okay, let me call the military personnel. Okay, call a soldier. And let me identify myself to that soldier.
But even though you were not a military personnel, but still, even if they were going to charge you on that, those were not the ways.
That's what I'm telling you.
You know what?
Proper would have gone to. You get what I'm saying?
You're right.
So that's what I'm trying to let you know that this topic.
I haven't gotten those kind of brutalities, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Now I don't.
Now this is not just the first time. This is like.
I was even going to antagonize what he said. Until he said that. See, I was going to antagonize you until when you just said they took your phone.
Yeah, bro.
Because I was just thinking, like, with all the power you say you have, you're not supposed to get to the ATM.
You understand?
That is one.
Yeah.
Two
never take.
is that if they were actually really police, they would not go to the front of an ATM with you. They would be where the ATM machine that you're going to is.
A lot of
but they would not
have
get
been
them.
dismissed for that saying.
That's what I'm telling you.
Disgraced. They have been dismissed.
Listening to others and hearing what they are saying,
you know, it's not foreign to me, but it's foreign to me because I've never experienced it. Even these SARS, when they said SARS, I've seen SARS, I've seen harassment on social media and all those kind of things, but I haven't had any personal encounter. So I can't speak for something I've never experienced, you know?
Okay, so Nigeria has these issues with what's called fraud and like
Yeah.
all this
We all know
stuff,
this.
right?
It's not just
We all know
Nigeria.
this.
I'm pressure is
Just
coming
that.
from outside, just Nigeria, on the Nigerian government to attack those issues.
Bro,
So,
bro, I'm gonna say this on camera.
yeah.
There are police officers that are chopping from these people.
Yeah.
Are they all bad? Do we have we ever experienced the good side or the friendly side of the
That's
Nigerian
all I
police?
experienced with police. And like I said,
You can't just say that's all you experience with police. When you say you have
Tell us
bad
one of
experience
them.
with police,
like I said, police is your friend.
okay?
Who's friend?
How? But they haven't told us how, bro.
See,
How they are my friends?
okay, see,
Like they protect us. Give us one instance that they actually.
that's what I would see. That's the only thing I want now.
Okay, so for instance, like as a normal Omo boy on this island, your movement is wavy, you know?
Okay.
Like you can go to this place peacefully, but on your way back, you're conscious about whether you're going to see police on the road and all those things.
Okay.
Yeah. And it makes you go through all those long routes that you don't even know what you're going to go and see. You just see it as an escape route. But you see, where they protect that place, literally, if you go in front of them, you wind up. He wants to ask you for money. Tell him how you two are looking for money. Baba, how money will they find?
Why should he be asking for money?
Just chill.
Thank you very much.
See, let me just.
Why should they ask you for money?
He's your
No,
friend,
see.
Abi.
Yeah. Why should they?
He's meant to protect and serve.
Do you know how many of your friends ask you
That's a
for
good
money?
point.
Papa.
Your real
Those are
friends.
my friends.
Exactly now. Police is also
that
your
perfect
friend.
stranger. I don't know him.
Yeah.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
Just like it
You understand?
I don't know him.
It makes no sense.
He has
For them to ask you for
From
money.
the beginning point, like, do you know Nigeria? I think another thing. In fact, there are some good ones, like you said.
That's all. I'm
They are
just.
very
That's
good.
all I'm trying to
Yeah.
know
They
right
are
now.
good ones.
Good experiences with police. Not. I just need you to say, okay, yes, I've met a good police officer, and this was what happened.
Yeah, like when I've had a situation when I was traveling to was it Abuja or Ekiti State? I was going by road.
Okay.
You know, I lost track. Yeah, I was going to Abuja. So I'd got into that Auchi place. I didn't know I was supposed to descend. You know, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I ran into them. And then they literally told me, bro, for your own safety, you can't go further.
Okay.
Where are you going? Say it's this way. They say they will guide me through where I'm going to go. Baba, don't worry. Just tell me where to go. Say, okay, go. Or if you follow like this, you go still meet wahala. Follow like this.
Okay. So
They can be that good.
okay, that's the experience you got with them. That's good experience with police. Anyone at all?
Honestly, I've not off the top of my head. I can't think of one. I'll be
That's
honest.
actually very bad.
It is. It really is. I can't think of one. Wow. I really can't.
No direction, like he said, no helping direction. Wow. T.
Mine, nothing good. The most pleasant one that I had with them was when they asked me for money again. And then, as usual, I had a very pleasant conversation with the guy. And I said to him very politely, I don't know you like that, but next time you see me, if you're this friendly with me, why? I'll hook you up something. And the next time I was actually at that same point, as soon as they stopped me, the officer recognized me. You know, it was a very pleasant
You
exchange.
felt very safe and
he didn't ask me. I gave him like a little, because that is policing, bro.
Yeah.
Policing is not like, there are certain relationships the police will have with the community that they don't even have to be on the roads, for real, in order to solve crime. People will come to the police. If you go to the police now for any kind of, okay, your ID is lost, bro. Have you ever lost your ID and gone to the police station to report it?
even your phone.
It is hell.
In Nigeria.
It's the worst experience.
It is.
There are too many criminals out here. That's the truth. So everybody comes off as a criminal to them because we always, as Nigerians, we're always trying to play smart. You understand? So I can understand the harassment that people are speaking about. I haven't experienced any casually, you know, but even you that they harass, bro, you know you're a criminal. So, I mean, it's only fair.
On the good experiences, I don't know.
I have none.
I'm just trying to have. I'm trying to just see a silver lining somewhere. James, have you ever?
No.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple.
Wow.
No.
Let me say something here.
No.
That thing you said, that phrase, police is your friend.
Yes.
Yeah. They need to be your friend. I've encountered police in the UK, and I know how they handle like the situation.
Yeah.
Like, they found a whistler, a rolling paper
On the floor of the car.
On the floor of the car.
Yeah.
I've been in situations where they found people actually using. You know,
Yes, or something. No,
yeah. And they told you, go in your house and do that.
Yes, they will tell you.
Yeah, they'll say that.
Understand? That's your friend.
Makes sense.
That's your friend. He understands. He knows. Okay.
That's very.
But Nigerian police.
That's a great
your
insight.
vibe.
But Nigerian police, maybe they catch you. Nabok.
No,
it's
wait.
bok.
And the way they call the money is outrageous.
If they catch you with a grain, a fucking grain.
Nigerian police.
Not anywhere near enough to roll.
It's never about the marijuana. But
It might not be yours. So, I've just been in the car. When they'll plant that shit on you.
To be honest, that grain has carried me to Panti before.
Okay. In case you don't know, viewers, Panti is a terrible police station or cell to be in Nigeria.
Horrible.
Yaba,
I've been there too.
That's not a good one. Criminals are the ones that go to Panti, not people that
hardened criminals.
We got picked up for that.
So comparing.
So literally, what happened was, right? Sorry, what happened was, we just left somewhere. Right? And then we were trying to escape police. We're actually, because we were carrying.
Contraband.
Yeah.
Normal.
So we were actually trying to escape them, but drove right to them in the escape process.
Okay.
You know? So when we went down, this was the Endsars period. This was that time when the government said, don't cover your license plate, all those kind of things. And we had everything wrong. No document, no driver's license, nobody had an ID, but we had marijuana.
Okay.
Right? So they just smelt it. And then after searching the car, you know, the grinder, we had a bud in it. That bud took us from Lekki Phase 1
100%. This story, this same exact story
is not pleasant.
has happened to a lot
of people.
We're even a lot that they picked up that day.
You see, that's the thing.
Yeah, they convoyed us.
It's just a proper sweep up, money raid. That's what I call it.
But why do you think that is?
That's the thing. It's actual. It's just police harassing you.
I was wrong. You know, I got caught and got punished for it. So yeah, that's what took me there. But like just on a freestyle, they just see me on the road and harass me. No. To be honest, everybody says the government. We are the government. You know, and like these guys, to be honest, they are humans like us. Literally. It's the same way you can relate to the tout that is trying to park your car in front of the club. You can talk to them. Do you understand? They are humans. It's a simple thing. You guys want to collect money, I'm going to look for money. We met at this time and he say, hello, how are you? Good evening, sir. Turn on your lights. First of all, when you turn on the lights, they can see inside. So they don't even have to put touchlights on your face. They'll see inside. They know you're clean. Anything for the boys. If you get, you give. If you don't get, story them. If you story them, they'll free you. They don't already know saying, this guy don't start with his story, make it go. You get me? So basically what I'm saying is, you can actually, you know, like, what's the English word? Liaise with them. You know? You can talk to them normally and escape so many things.
comparing to you, the Western world, the UK, I know it's not as much in the UK as it is in America. I have a lot of family in America, so it's scary for us.
Yeah.
You get police, the shooting of the racial killing,
profile.
and profiling and shooting. How do you feel they have it worse than us here in terms of police brutality as the topic?
If you ask me, I would say yes, they have it worse
than us.
But it is almost, no, in terms of the racial stuff, they have it worse. But it's still profiling. We have that here instead of racial. We have it for the youth and the dreadlocks appearance first. And the problem for that, I think, is policing. Like, I mean, the training of the police officers, the police academies, and also why people in Nigeria become police officers.
This is also a good reason answering your question on why is this happening.
The training has to be solid, because I want to know the people our tax money is going to. They actually, they know what they're doing. Like, if you go to a bank, if you go to an hospital, do you want some quack doctor, some guy that cares about people to be operating on you? No, you want somebody that's trained, that's educated. To me, I mean, I've had very bad experiences with police. I know people that have had worse. Do you understand? Something has to change. It doesn't make sense. Something has to change.
Most people in Nigeria are police officers as the last resort of joblessness. You understand? So they don't wear that badge with any kind of pride or honor. You understand? It's just a quick way to
stay out of being broken.
And you understand?
You must have met police officers that would have conversations with you and they can tell they're not educated.
Not educated at all.
Educated alone. They're not trained to actually handle certain situations.
They are not psychologically
balanced to even
talk
officers.
Bro,
so what's your opinion? Do they have it worse than us, or do we have it?
Yeah, I think they have it worse than us because it's more racial over there. Like, I mean, it's similar, but it's not the same. Like, yeah, we're profiled over here for looking like Yahoo boys and stuff, but it's not the same as like the race. Like, it's white against black over there. It's a whole different ball game. So yeah, I feel like they have it much worse because they still have a racial prejudice, which is just a lot stronger than.
What's your opinion?
What I picked from what you are saying is the policing. Yeah, the problem starts from the academy.
Yeah,
the unwilling, reason for joining the force. So
do you feel they have it worse than us, or do we have it worse than them?
Police
brutality. We don't have it worse than them.
Right?
Yeah, they're a bit more mild here.
They have it worse.
Yeah, they have it worse over there.
They have it worse, or we have it worse?
For me, I don't even think it's about worse or.
We shouldn't even be having a situation where police should be killing us.
Let me tell you this. So every system, there's always the good and the bad.
Okay.
There's no other way around it. You find the ones that are serious about the job, and you find the ones that almost they will take advantage
of the job.
So that happens here, that happens in the UK, it happens in America, it happens in Japan, it happens everywhere. That's why you hear stories about police working with drug dealers and it happens everywhere.
Here I feel it's a bit worse because we are doing it to ourselves. This black on black crime. This is brother on brother crime. I'm not saying a Yoruba police is harassing an Igbo boy. This is an Igbo police harassing an Igbo boy. A Yoruba police harassing a Yoruba. At this point, is when they know you are from a certain tribe, they send an officer that is from your tribe to you, so that you will feel like, okay, there's a common ground. Like, it's just that's how I feel. That's how I feel. As fathers and future fathers,
okay,
would you have that conversation with your son on how to handle police? Like, do you feel it's something you need to do as a dad, to talk to your son and say, okay, this is how, if the police stop you, this is how you talk, this is what you, should we have that kind of conversation with our kids? James?
That's what it's about.
What?
When you're in school,
Yeah.
they'll teach you police.
It's your friend. That's the first thing you hear.
Protect and
Serve.
serve you.
Yeah.
So if they're telling you that where you're getting knowledge from, and then I have to sit down to tell you, oh, by the way, well, this is how you actually, this is how you now handle them.
They are your friends, though, but that kind of talk.
That's why this conversation is crazy to me.
Dan, what do you feel?
I don't think, well, like, yeah, I probably would
Have the
the conversation if, you know, I have a daughter.
Not a
or
son.
something. You see my son? My son.
Yeah.
Or my sons.
Your
they
son.
They would experience it themselves. Then when they come back, we'll have the conversation of how.
That's what he's just doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want your boys to go through police brutality,
but not your girls.
This dad. This dad.
This father.
Why I said I would speak to my daughter more is because even as a guy, sometimes you can be scared. Sometimes you just know that however it goes, it goes. But you see, I've been in vehicles with women, you know, and I see the kind of fear. And, you know, like, women are all about defending themselves now. That's why there's the feminism and all these things coming. Do you understand? So they bust out. And most times, they will put you in trouble because they're trying to free. Do you understand? You need to always let your daughter know that, see, when you see these guys, just calm down. Do you understand? Don't be with a radical of a guy that is going to be raising things. You don't be the problem. But you see my son, bro, they didn't come to free me. They always leave me to enjoy the time. Then I'll come home and explain what made me have that time. It makes the guy stronger and more defensive. So that when you have sisters, you have mothers, you have daughters, you know, your girlfriends, your wives, you can defend them. You get where I'm coming from? They can defend themselves too. But most times, it's better.
Don't argue with police. If they stop you over, whatever they ask you for, produce it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's,
I agree with that.
life is easy, yeah.
So, T, what's your take? You're talking to your son?
Yeah. My take is the same. I would educate him as
Yeah.
far as not telling him they are not your friend or they're your friend. Just
this is
they're
how the
there.
police roll.
This is what they are meant to do.
Exactly, it's their job.
But
to be
they're
fair.
not necessarily going to do that. More or less, you need to be careful not to get yourself in situations if you can where you don't need their help anyway.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how
like
that's
around
yeah, it's like people.
Same
Trust. Don't.
Yeah.
Same thing with me.
Well, you guys,
I agree with the same thing. I will talk to my son
Yeah.
and let him know this is
I'm sorry.
what the police is meant to do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with any of these things that you guys are saying.
Okay.
Because, like, it's just home training you're telling me about right now.
Okay.
I would have trained him from
See,
home. So anything that makes him enter the police thing, when he comes out of it, then we'll talk.
That is your opinion, bro. You don't want to educate your kids on what police.
No, don't say that.
It's what you're saying.
What
I'm
I'm
not
talking
arguing with you,
about
but it's what
movies.
I would give you the, you see what you just said. It's like
It's from home.
if you're in an environment now where the police are actually going by code, or where the police, the way they deal with people is constant, you can say that. But because as much as you can, you need to prepare them for whatever situation. Because, for example, your son might have been with you and seen you being friendly with them, you understand? From how he's with you, seeing that. And then he tries and approach some officers in that way, but
And they take advantage.
But they don't reciprocate the same way the officers have been reciprocating to his dad. You understand? And he doesn't know how to control the situation. So it's important that you actually explain to him, like, see, minus what you see, not all of them are like this and are good. They are the bad officers. They are those that will plant stuff in your car. They are those that will try to take advantage. Because it's not when they now set him up and they put him in jail and they're bringing all kind of evidences, bro.
Nice one, T.
That was planted.
Yeah, nice
for
one,
you
T.
to now be like, we'll have that talk. Yeah.
Let me give you an experience. I was out with someone, you know, and literally Now me, they catch you. I came down from the car. I was trying to align with the police. All he was doing was picking what the lady was saying inside the car. Even me, now me, though. With everything I was trying to tell that guy, he was just picking points that were coming out from her mouth. You know? If they were all girls, they would have taken serious advantage of those girls. You understand where I'm coming from? So to protect our sisters, our mothers, our daughters, let them know that these guys they are licensed to hold weapons. If it's all girls and you go all out like that, they will take advantage. Let us do that part. That's why we're the men. Let us do that part. Let's talk to them. You, listen. You should be the one in the car recording this abuse or brutality that we're talking about, not being the one that made them brutal to us.
Do you feel the Nigerian government has paid more attention since Endsars, or we're still on?
Nah,
James, why do you say so? Why do you say now?
We did all that. We did protest.
Yeah.
In 2020. This year, a month ago, I'm in a car with one of my guys.
Okay.
We work in the same business.
Yeah.
He has a bag with a laptop, everything. He has the ID, everything. So they stopped us at the checkpoints. When you're trying to enter Osman, so they stopped us. He has a beard, he looks like a working guy. Just how I mean, like, this is me. I had no ID. I didn't have. There was no bank card. I couldn't even show. All I had was my phone. You understand? Like, this guy had his bag, his laptop, and his ID, his national ID card.
Okay.
He had all that stuff with him. Yeah. But this police officer, Sars, not police.
Yeah, they're still all police.
Sars. Wearing the black, all that pure, was telling me, he wasn't even trying to listen to me. That was his target. He said, no, this one here is interested in me. Yeah. For no reason. That guy lived in Yankee. So maybe he heard accent.
Accent, yeah, that's accent.
I had to record this on my phone and post. And they were packed, the stop, the roadblock was at a bend. So I'm even questioning them, like, this is not even right.
It's not even legal.
It's not legal.
Yeah. And you know what the guy told me? He said, boss, when you find the right place for us to do checkpoints, call us.
Imagine that.
He wasn't trying to find my identity. He was interested in that guy that had the bag and the laptop and his IDs. This was last month. Wow. This is what my guy chose.
Wow, imagine that. And at the end, we're running from good roads to bad ones to avoid police.
All that Sars to swap, bro.
It's not.
Government ain't doing shit.
The government's not working there. T, you want to say something about it?
Yeah, for me, I just feel
since the Endsars protest,
it hasn't changed because the government has not done enough. Because I'm very sorry to say, but this government, it's not pertinent to them that vision of the youth are tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, they still want to remain.
If there are no youths, there is no tomorrow. Like, governments have to fade away, and they cannot be looking after the old and listening to all the stuff of the rich people and ignoring the youths, because the youths are the leaders of tomorrow, bro. So if this government does not respond to the youths in their own very old age, the youths most likely are going to deal with them. It's not important to them. Not only that it's not important to them, or it seems it's not important to them, it's not important to them because it doesn't affect them. That's why it's not important. Their kids are well off or stuff like that. That's why it's not important to them. That's what I meant by pertinent. And it's the youth who are actually the future of tomorrow. It's just like that Damian Marley and Nas track, Patience, where it's like some of the smartest dummies can read the language of Egyptian mummies, then they fly, go and moon, but they can't find food for the starving tummies, and it's paying no mind to the youth because it's not like the future depends on it. They say the animals in the zoo, but the chimpanzees, they are making big money. You understand? That's it. It's like they pay no mind to the youth because to them, the future doesn't really depend on it. Like, they don't care.
Police brutality continues, obviously. It probably wears a different mask now, but the actual name Sars, I've not seen the Sars officers anywhere anymore. I don't know if that has done away with police brutality in its totality, but in a way it has reduced some of the violence that I would have heard of in the past.
Yeah, I think a lot has changed since that time. The government are more aware of the power that the youth holds, and because of that, I think there's a lot of fear that they have. And then, so because of that, they've tightened their armors, and they are really taking rash decisions and inconsiderate decisions. And it's affecting us, but we know that the Endsars has had an impact because we can see and sense the fear in them. They are not willing to let any end loose, so they are doing all they can to shut us down so that that won't happen again.
So having said that, any solutions?
I think the government needs to do a bit more.
Okay.
I think they need to be held a bit more accountable for their actions. I think they're let off the hook a bit too much. They're just giving too much free rein. And yeah, I think
we need a new government.
That's why we're protesting.
So 2023. If you're in Nigeria,
please vote for the right candidate. Raise your glasses to that.
Vote. That's what's up.
Vote.
Please get your PVC. Vote, please.
Vote. And
change, let's put it.
I beg the good police officers, I hope they shine through all the bad ones, guys. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Cheers, guys.
And this was uNfiltered.
Hey, no, cheers.
The government are not going to do anything to make things better. No matter what, we can tell them to make things better, because they are always doing things at their own selfish interest, which is the truth about it.
I feel like a lot of our elected officials are not in tune with what people really face on a day-to-day basis.
We don't want all these old government again. We don't want them.
I don't think Nigerians are asking for too much. I think we just need lights, just 4 amenities, right? Lights, water, good road, and security. I think those things are in place, a lot of things will get better.
This 2023 that is coming up is going to be a very protest 2023. So that's going to come up, and I believe a lot of youths are going to come out.
They are not ready to make things better for people. So I know for sure my opinion won't count. Nobody's opinion will count.
This one, they are even putting themselves back again to be a next president like Bola Ahmed Tinubu that we are seeing. So we don't know, and it's a sickler. So we don't want a sickler as our president.
I think the government just needs to be very human. They need to listen. They need to be patient. They need to understand that we're all human, just like you are. You are elected to work for us and with us. You're not elected to have a domain over us.
Hello guys, thanks for watching. Let's continue the conversations on social media. Information on screen.